Hobo Homicide, damn. Yeah, you missed the story. I'll put it in the highlight later. It was real. All because he took my phone. Hobo Homicide, you got it. For the whole story? You sure? Alright. Yesterday I was running all over creation. Because started off my day by having to help out someone with a dead car battery. We didn't know it was a dead car battery at first, but a lot of driving. I was worn out. This is all for context, right? I left my phone on top of my car while running out to go to my next stop. And while it was on top of the car, it, you know, I know this is going to surprise you and shock you, especially if you have any sort of grasp of how physics work. It fell off shortly after, shortly after I pulled out of my parking space and whipped around a corner. When I got back, I pulled up one of my other Apple devices because I have Find My enabled on my phone. And before even retrieving my phone, because I know I'm telling this story from a glorious perspective of the future, I already knew it was taken by a homeless person because my phone was showing that it was in the local park where I had seen homeless people, you know, doing their drugs in peace. So I tried calling the police. The police were worthless. They were like, once you get closer. I tried asking my neighbor before I called the cops if he could just, you know, come along with his gun. I wasn't asking him to do any of the heavy lifting, right? But before I had a chance to ask him, I met his wife, and she said, no, you can't ask him that. I'm putting my foot down. And, you know, really drew the line in our relationship is. And, you know, like I said, or I don't know, I know I definitely said it earlier, the police gave up. Like, I told them where it was, and they were like, oh, let's get an exact location. And I'm like, I'm looking at it on the phone right now. I see exactly where it is. I exactly need it. So they refused. They made me fill out a report after basically waiting on hold for, like, I don't know, what felt like an hour, probably closer to 20 minutes. And, you know, they called back after that 20-minute report filing, so that's just even more. Useful in the same sentence would be amazing. Yeah, I know. I pretty much resigned myself that I was going to have to do this on my own, right? So with the help of my wife, I go out to this park where we know this dude is hanging out to try and get my phone, right? And the thing is, I don't have insurance on my phone. I paid for it in cash. There's no way in hell anybody's just gonna give me... Hey, you got Fulton's. There's no way in hell anybody's gonna be like, oh, your phone was stolen? For you. Here's another one. Like, I don't have that luxury. I have to get it back, otherwise I'm out, like, damn near $1,000. By the way, fun fact, in order for something to be considered criminal theft, its value has to be like $5,000 or more. So my phone is worth like $5,001, by the way. Just letting you guys know, it's got a lot of sentimental and like professional value to it because I use it for business. And I've got like irreplaceable photos on it, you know. We go out to the woods, and I'm like following the GPS on my Find My app, and it first leads me to this like meth den. And I say meth because I later on confirmed that the stuff that I picked up was likely, or that I saw was likely meth. Yeah, I saw that people just let people steal all the stores because you can't. Yeah, pretty much. It's really worse in California. Thankfully, I don't live in California, but like, it's considered a minor felony if it's worth less than $5,000. So, you know, for the sake of you all understanding the context of this story, my phone is definitely worth $5,000, all right? I think you all can agree with me, I'm sure. Like, it's a very snazzy phone. The case is one of a kind. It has my fingerprints on it, which are also one. After they prove that they're kind of, you know, not going to help out, we go out there, right? We plan out this whole plan because my wife is gangster. She says, hey, here's what you should do. And you should get the locks on the door all locked except for the passenger door, so that way when it comes time to boogie, if you need to, you can just run to the car and get out. Because again, my wife is gangster. So I go into the forest, I find this little meth den, and it's got needles everywhere and like dirty clothes, but I can't find my phone. The entire time I'm like looking through my phone to see like how close I am to it. I keep walking past it. I keep, you know, not being close enough to it. It keeps moving. And like just as I'm about to give up, the phone moves dramatically. Like it's now, you know, hundreds of feet away from where it's like supposed to be. And I'm like, oh, well, why don't I go check over there? And as I'm walking up the path to this hill, right? Like as I'm walking up the hill, like I start noticing that I'm like not breathing enough because I'm so stressed and the endorphins are so high in me that like I'm just trying to go, right? So I take a moment to like catch up, like literally 2-3 seconds before I keep going. And I round this turn, this bend in the trail, right? And at the top, at the corner, the elbow of this bend is a tree, like right here. I notice that I've walked past the phone. I turn to look back towards the tree when I see this figure that has a blanket over them and their hand underneath the blanket, you know? I go up to this person. I just say one sentence. Give me my fucking phone, bitch. Underneath the blanket, they say, okay. And then I watch the blanket slowly get pulled down from their head as they hand me my phone, upside down, facing backwards in my case, and with the case open and like given to me in parts rather than on the phone. Without saying another word, I leave because that's all I wanted to do, and I'm not trying to catch a felony by, you know, curb stomping a homeless man in the woods. On my way out, knife still in hand, I meet a man with a fanny pack across his chest. A drug dealer. So I'm willing to bet that this guy was like fixing to sell my phone for more meth. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I had my giant ass hand spear with me the whole time. I said it was a knife just now, but for all intents and purposes, it is a hand. But thankfully, drug dealer also wasn't looking for a fight. And I was able to leave without stabbing anybody. I reach out to my wife by tell her that mission is a success. We get in the car and we drive off into the sunset. But the whole time I was scared because, like, homeless people aren't as harmless as they used to be. Like, especially in my area. Like, when I was younger, I used to guard the nearby city without any firearms or weapons. And I don't think that's a career you can do now in the same area. Wouldn't it be a hell of a thing if it was his meth that you hucked into the woods? It's like played kids with those. Yeah, it would be great if it was his meth, and I'm honestly like hoping it was his meth that I hucked into the woods, because that was where the phone was pinging originally. So I hope it was like his stuff, so that way I essentially gave him what he got. He was a sickly looking skinny guy. Like, it didn't look like he had much fight in him, even if he wanted to. 20 seconds left. glad he didn't, though. Thank you. That makes me feel so great. Thanks, guys. No, like, we honestly thought that there was, like, a bigger deal with the car. Like, I showed up to my wife's car with, like, all my tools. 'Cause, like, I didn't want to show up to, you know, her rescue only to be like, can I use your dad's tools? And, you know, the way she described it, like, I honestly thought that there was, like, some major issue with the car. And, like, some background info on the lore of my wife's car. We've been doing, like, repairs on and off for, like, the past 9 months, it feels like. Probably longer. So it's just one thing after another. We really do love the car. It's not like, you know, so simple as, oh, just, you know, sell it, because then we're inviting monthly bills that we really can't afford compared to just the gas and insurance that we're paying now. And thank you. I appreciate the positive words. I thought it would sound like a lame story, if I'm being honest. Like, that's kind of why I clickbaited the title of the stream. I was worried that people would think it was kind of lame because, you know, well, I brought a weapon and I was ready for things to escalate in violence. No violence actually escalated. I don't know, I think all homicide matters. You know. All homicide should be investigated equally.